Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. I hope you're having a good day. In this video, I'm going to answer 3 how questions related to linear regression tables. Specifically, how are they read, how are they interpreted, and then finally, how are they discussed. So how are they read? Well, obviously, or hopefully by now, obviously, we read these tables left to right and top down. So this first row, we should always have our constant, and that's just basically A. So if we wanted to erroneously, because I don't want to get too complicated in this video, if we were to say y equals A plus B1 x1 plus B2 x2 plus B3 x3 plus B4 x4 plus error. Now, I'm not using proper notation, but I'm just trying to make a point. This row right here represents that symbol right there. And then each of these successive rows represents there's the B for that value. So if I have a measured value for population, X, and I multiply it by this value here, B1, that gives me a value. I do the same thing for the next variable, the next variable, the next variable. If I add all these up and then add it to A, that should give me an approximation for what we're going to call Y, but is actually Y hat. So when we read these, when we read these linear regression tables, that's basically what we're doing. We're reading across and then down. Okay, so we know how to read them. How do we interpret them? Well, this goes back to another question of what kind of data am I using? If I am using data that has been standardized, obviously, or maybe not so obviously, you should be aware that your B value and your beta value are going to be the same, so you should modify the table accordingly. I typically suggest to students that if you're doing linear regression tables, an analysis with linear regression, to use standardized variables and just put everything into betas. It makes it much easier to interpret because now we can think of these as effect size values. It makes it much easier to discuss, especially in the social sciences. Now, the natural sciences are still catching up to effect size. And so that would be a great opportunity for you, if you're in the biological sciences or the environmental sciences, to start introducing this concept of effect size. And you can do that if you interpret a linear regression table in terms of beta values. Last question, how are they discussed? Okay, now in a previous video I touched on it. I typically suggest to students that when you're discussing these tables, you give a broad overview of the table. In other words, tell us what's going to be in the table. This is a linear regression model for the variables in the study. The variables include population, burglary rate, larceny, and theft. Results of that table suggest, or results of the table identify, results of the analysis identified burglary and theft as significant indicators for whatever the predictor variable was, which we didn't put in this title. That's how that's really how we're discussing it. When we get into the last chapter, then we don't use words like significant. We ignore anything that's not significant, and we discuss it in terms of the relationship to each other. And we can do that using the beta. If we look at these beta values, we see that burglary is roughly what? Not quite half. And so the relationship, it's significant, it's an important variable, but it's almost half as important. You want to be careful with that language. Try to figure out the soft way of speaking it in your field, because every field's going to use language a little bit differently. But we want to discuss the relationship between these significant variables in relationship to each other before we talk about their relationship to whatever your output variable is. So, hope this video has answered some of your questions. Hope it's raised some questions. If it has, we'd love to hear them. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day.